So today I was supposed to be posting my fitness journey that I started and some fitness tips, but I can't bring myself to because I am so sad. I am so angry. I'm sick to my stomach. Of all these femicide incidents that have been happening. So I can't bring myself to do something frivolous and post something frivolous when my heart is so heavy. Yesterday I was having a conversation with a male friend of mine who's Zimbabwean, and we were talking about this especially, and how, like, what is wrong with South African men. Because I was like, what is wrong with South African men? Is like, why are they so angry? Why are they so, I don't want to say evil, but why are they so... And I was saying, it can't be that they were segregated and they've suffered under oppression and oppressive laws, and that they still suffer from oppressive systems that don't allow them to succeed, and I was like, that is not the exclusive property of just South African men. Other African men have suffered this, but the gender-based violence statistics in South Africa are so disproportionately higher than compared to the rest of the African countries. So what is wrong? And then again, I'm like, is it up to me to be asking what is wrong? It's not. I count all the times that I've been boob grabbed, crotch grabbed, ass patted. And I'm like, this is not normal. And then I count all the women that I know who've been in similar situations, who've been in situations where they've said no time and time again, but their no is taken as a challenge. And I've been one of those women who've had to give in because I didn't want the situation escalating. And you're left grappling with issues of, is it my fault? Because in the end, I ended up giving in. But was I given a choice? Because I said no. And I said it again and again. And I wasn't heard. So to avoid this getting violent, I'm just going to give in. And I think of all the women that I know, who have to report to their men every time they step out of the house. They're like, I'm going to work. I'm in a taxi. I just got off the taxi. Now I'm walking to work, and I just got to work. And if they forget, their partner calls them and they're like, you've passed the time that you usually take to walk to work. I mean, what the hell kind of living is that? And fortunately for me and mine, I don't know any woman who's been killed by their partner. But that is nothing to celebrate, because it can happen. And I just wonder, if there'll ever come a time where if I get out of the taxi or I go to the spaza when it gets dark, I'll ever be able to walk without looking behind my back or without having to leave my phone because some guy might, I don't know, might think something of mine belongs to them. I wonder when the day will come when I don't have to greet the guys who whistle at me just because I don't want them turning violent. But I also wonder when the day will come when we will have just more than 3 hours as women without having one of us fall. Every 3 hours. Get that in your mind. Let that sink in. Every 3 hours, a woman dies. And mostly at the hands of their partner or family member. Someone who's supposed to protect them. So, I'm going to ask my friends, my male friends, just ask yourself, have you ever had a conversation on consent with your friends or the people in your circle? If not, please have it in the next week, in the next few days. Just have this conversation with your friends and just understand where your circle stands on the thing of consent. Also ask your friend why they're making their insecurities our issue. But also have the conversations of why it's still, some men still see a person saying no as a challenge. I beg of you, just have a conversation about consent. If there's anything that you get out of this, have a conversation about consent. And I saw someone wrote on social media, as when we say men are trash and we're scared of men, and men come, they're like, oh, not all men, not all men. That's just like saying all lives matter when people are protesting for Black Lives Matter. So keep that in your mind. Because it is not enough to just be a good man yourself. You have to call others out. And it starts with your immediate circle. I'm so sad.